It's me, 𝗥xy Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the 𝗍𝗍.
And welcome back to episode 15 of the Joint Slay podcast. Woohoo! We are back for another episode, and we are back to our usual programming following last week with Junior Eurovision. We're back into our kind of, our news era. We've got a lot to catch up on in regards to the Eurovision 2024 season. Now that Junior Eurovision is over, we are going in full force to the Eurovision 2024 season, and we are the last month of 2023, so everybody's just kind of throwing stuff out there before we really start getting crazy into the national selections and everything like that. So we have a lot of national selection news from Malta, from the Czech Republic, from Czechia. Is it okay to say Czech Republic still?
So I noticed that on the background screen, it literally said Czech Republic. So
okay, well, maybe they just didn't have the budget for a new screen, but
wait. I don't know. Maybe they're flip-flopping a little bit. I've been calling it Czechia since the announcement came out, but I mean, I guess I always thought it was kind of a lot to say Republic. Like, Poland is also a republic, and we don't say Republic of Poland when we talk about it. So
yeah. Well, we got stuff from them. We got stuff from Italy. We got stuff from Sweden. We have a lot of stuff going on, and also we got some exciting news from the Eurovision official accounts about who's finally participating, long awaited. And we also have some cute little updates from Renata about her birthday, which I know we had some questions about that. So, last week was Junior Eurovision, but we could get into it now. But before we do that, we want to give a little bit of a shout out to our patrons. These are people who went over to patreon.com/jointslaypodcast to support the podcast. And also, when you head over to Patreon and subscribe, you get early access to every single episode, full-length video, ad-free, as well as a shout out in the episode, and some bonus content that we'll be posting over there soon. So shout out to Meredith, Danielle, Obili, Alistair, Russell, Carolina, Shoegazer, Daniel, Kathleen, Suniva, Norbert, and Jackson. And shout out to everybody else who has been watching over here on YouTube, listening on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. We got also some people sent me us showing up in their tops for Spotify Wrapped.
Love that.
Means a lot to us. So thank you to everybody who's been listening and supporting us everywhere. And as usual, let's get into the podcast.
Yeah, so as 𝗥xy said, we're going to do a little bit of a recap, rewind from my birthday. So
happy birthday!
Thank you. Thank you so much. So as I had mentioned on the episode preceding my birthday, I ran a birthday jury. If you're a Eurovision fan, you probably love ranking. And this particular ranking was some of my favorite Eurovision songs. And a whole bunch of people, Joint Slay listeners, went over and they ranked. So I had about 42 people in my jury, which was really exciting. Names that I didn't know. So thank you to everybody who joined in to put their take on my taste. And so I'm not going to do the whole 42 songs, but for people who didn't go and look at my ranking, the way that I did it was I kind of did it like a mini Eurovision, where it wasn't like I just picked a whole bunch of songs that I like. I did one song for every country. And it wasn't in every case my necessarily favorite song from the country. Sometimes it was one that I really loved, that I felt kind of like fit the whole vibe of everything. Also, I didn't necessarily want to pick a bunch of like winners, because then the top 10 result was probably mostly just going to be like the fan favorites anyway. So I was like strategically.
You got a lot of unique stuff in there that some of them I forgot about. It was actually really hard for me to rank.
A lot of people, some people were like, oh, that was really hard to rank. Other people were like, oh, that was so easy to rank, because my taste kind of is all over the place. So like, if you're someone who really likes ballads, it was going to be really easy to rank because there would only be a few songs you really liked. If you really love fun, it would be hard because a lot of the songs were like really, really fun. So I'm going to do a top 12 actually. And the reason that I'm doing the top 12 is because the 12th place got their 12 points from 𝗥𝗡zy Rainbow. So I could not leave 𝗥𝗡zy's #1 song from my birthday jury off of the countdown. So at 12th place with 72 points was the Netherlands with Birth of a New Age.
Woo! Robbed. Deserve better.
Very robbed. I was so happy to see it come so well in my own personal jury. I still have battle scars over what happened with the 0 points. I don't think I'll ever actually get over that.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking. It really is. For me, it's one of the best songs to ever go to Eurovision. And the way that it got completely panned was just absolutely unacceptable. So congratulations to the Netherlands. 11th place with 74 points, so really close there. We had Iceland with Congratulations by Miss Sylvia Knight.
Taste.
I love this song. It was like so ahead of its time, honestly. Like, I think she's a genius.
No, if they sent this now, you know what makes it such a great troll entry? I know we don't need to go like in depth about everyone, but I just need to say this. What makes that such a great troll entry is the fact that like so many people didn't realize she was a troll.
Right. They were like they just thought it was serious, which is hilarious.
It's hilarious when you actually see it and you see like her interviews and stuff, but I do love that it like leads into her interviews and everything. Like that character, she was on it. But we stand her for the commitment.
And if she had qualified, the story wouldn't have been as like enticing because it was the whole like aftermath of her not making it. That's really the famous part.
Yeah, that's true.
Is like whatever the ugly people from Finland and like old bitch from Sweden or whatever it was.
That was crazy.
I love Sylvia Knight. I would love to have that actress, that artist come on the pod and do a conversation with us. That would be so cool.
We probably could. She like randomly followed me on Snapchat one time. I mean, only because I followed her and I like sent her a message and was like, I love you. But then she followed me and I was like, queen.
Okay, well, we could better follow up with that and see if we can get Miss Sylvia Knight on the pod because that would be amazing. Okay, so the top 10, 78 points goes to Cyprus with Replay. Totally solid song. 9th place with 88 points was Moldova with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which, I mean, this song is so iconic, honestly. And I love the fact that it got more public vote points than Chanel. It's just really funny to me.
It is funny, even as a Chanel stan.
And I love Chanel too, but it's just like, really, she had, they were a bunch of like Gen X, like dads.
But like, I feel like nobody expected it to get that result. But when you like, even being there, it was kind of crazy how that was the only song that got people up like that. Like, it got locals and the fans, like everybody was excited.
You can't not dance to that song. And there's something about Moldova in particular where it's like those people, they love any excuse to dance in a line or a circle together. And that song just naturally makes you want to dance in a line and a circle. So, I mean, I think that's why it kind of had that reaction for people. 8th place really surprised me, actually. I did not expect this one to come as high, which was Hungary with Origo.
Oh, taste.
I know. I was like, okay, like my friends and my fans are really tasteful because I was surprised by that one. So that was 91 points for 8th place. 113 points for 7th place. So a really big jump was Australia, Zero Gravity. Very solid. Deserves to be in 7th. 6th place with 114 points was Bulgaria, which this is really funny. So my phone has a Polish keyboard on it, but I write in the English one. But for some reason, every time I write Bulgaria, it puts it as Bulgaria, which is the Polish version. So every time I've like kept copy and pasting this thing, it has the Polish Bulgaria. If Love Was a Crime. 5th place with 117 points was Italy. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
in Eurovision, but I didn't know people were still loving it.
I mean, I'm still loving it. That really is one of my favorite Italian songs. Okay, fourth place, 122 points. San Marino, Adrenalina, Miss Sendin, Flow motherfucking Rider.
Flow Rider Gasolina.
I was very happy to see an American come in the top 4.
Yes.
Third place.
They deserve that placement in Eurovision.
That's right. That's very robbed. That whatever, it was 13 points I think they got in the public, and Flo Rida is just there with his little San Marino flag, like.
That was crazy. That really did deserve to get the best result for them, but whatever.
Yeah. Third place, 135 points, Norway, Spirit in the Sky. I had a feeling this one was going to go because it is a fan favorite, but it is my favorite song from Norway. In fact, I don't particularly love Norway in Eurovision, actually. So when I was looking at the songs, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go with that one, even though it's a fan favorite. Second place, so my top 2 here, 153 points, goes to the best ballad and my favorite winner, Serbia, Molitva. This song just does it for me. I don't know if it was the year that it was where there was something going on with me. Do with that what you will, audience. But I love this song. I had some roommates who I showed it to, a lesbian couple, and the next time that I saw them, one of the girls was like, I have not been able to get her to stop playing Molitva, like at home, in the car, just constantly listening to this song. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am a lesbian ballad evangelist. This is amazing. I don't
like that song.
I'm not totally surprised that you don't.
I mean, I did, but I don't know. I don't like it anymore.
I had a lot of people give that 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 6 people actually gave that 12 points, which I mean, it did come second, so you would expect a lot of 12s, but most of the other ones were not that many 12s. And then, okay, I wanted Vampires Are Alive to come first, which is what I gave my 12 points to. Vampires Are Alive did not come first, though I really considered overriding the result and just saying that you guys are tasteless and Vampires Are Alive is the winner. But I was going to be fair about this because the winner was so good that I just could not revoke a win from Belgium with Rhythm Inside. Okay.
I like it. It didn't get my vote.
I love this song. It's one of my favorite stagings ever. It's just so simple, so unique, so captivating, so bizarre, like with the laying and the marching and I don't know, everything about it is just perfect for me. I would love to see 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘅 come back to Eurovision. Even if he sang in French, I would be all over him, like white on rice. So that was my top 10 for my birthday, or top 12, I guess, for my birthday jury. So again, thank you to everybody who participated in that. And I'll probably be doing other juries. So whenever my future juries pop up, I guess I'll mention them on the pod. We can drop a link for people because
maybe we should do a joint sleigh jury.
We should do a joint sleigh jury. Yeah. What would it be though? How would
you know what I think? I think like at the end of national selection season, all our favorites, then do a jury of that.
That's a great idea.
We should. Kind of cool.
We're doing that. Get ready, guys. That's what we're gonna do. And then the one other recap that I wanted to touch on was regarding Junior Eurovision. So I had mentioned previously that initially when it was live, I was going to do like this little watch party thing with my sister and her children, and it didn't end up happening. But that was good because I was able to like really focus on the show. So this past weekend, I went to my sister's house and we didn't watch the whole like 2.5-hour show. I just watched like the live performance videos on YouTube because they're a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. Okay, you guys, like, let's be real. They don't really have 2.5. If it was live, that would be one thing, but it made more sense to just watch the video. So I can report back that they loved it. Absolutely loved it. They were dancing like crazy to most of the songs. And I don't know what was up with the way that I couldn't figure out what the organization was that they were uploaded in for the little playlist. It definitely wasn't running order. It wasn't results order. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But it was kind of like a lot of the really fast songs were at the front of it. So they were just literally bouncing off the walls, like just like jumping up and down and off of the furniture. I had my little dog Cookie with me, and she's a Chihuahua, so she's real skittish, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" So I can say that they loved Armenia, like love Armenia.
I'm too cool to be a fool. In my Armenian hair.
Yeah, it is the Armenian hair. But oh my God, did she just the little one, the little girl, she just loved it. 3 years old. It was crazy because within like the first 30 seconds of it, she starts saying, "This one's my favorite." And it was like, girl, it just started. Like she just knew.
She's so me.
She's so you. So she knew right away that she loved it. She also loved Ukraine. And as soon as that song was over, she was like humming the I was like, whoa, like that's insane. She's like dancing around to the beat of the song even after it was over. God. She also loved Portugal, and she loved Georgia. She was doing like these really like slow, like interpretive dances. And her older brother was doing a ton of like break dance kind of style dancing. That was really cute. Like it was.
We got to get her those wings I posted on Twitter.
Oh my God! Right? Yes. She loved it. He loved it too, but she really, really, really loved it. And in the days since, so that was Sunday that we watched it. Yesterday, my sister sent me a message and said she was asking me to put on the music on the TV, which was Junior Eurovision. And today my sister sent me another message saying that she was like demanding to watch like her music show. And she sent me this video, and my sister gave me permission to play it because it doesn't show the little girl's face. I don't even want to say her name. I'm just going to call her my niece. It doesn't show her face or anything. So my sister said it's cool to post it just so people can see her dancing to Yan Girls. She was so tired. My sister was like, she's so tired, but she just had to watch her show. And you can see at the end, like she's trying her best to dance, and then she does this thing on the floor, like a break dance pose. I mean, it's just so sweet. I'm like so obsessed. I told my sister, I was like, don't tell her that there's 20 years of this show because you're never gonna get to watch it.
So we got a Euro fan. Oh my God. I'll go and babysit, and I'll get her obsessed.
Oh my God. Honestly, well, now I know what to do with them. Like other times when I go, I can show them. I might make a playlist. Maybe you can help me make a playlist of like the most like kid friendly. Obviously they're all kid friendly, but maybe like the best ones to like show them because they loved it. Yeah.
Adorable. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so nice to actually see like the perspective of children and remember what the contest is for, and see them love it, and like see that happiness and excitement that comes from a child watching other kids perform. Like, I don't know. It's so pure. It reminds you the purity behind Junior Eurovision.
It was super pure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aww. Yeah. So I'm glad that we could kind of recap a little bit of that, especially because I know like there like my birthday and stuff had to like kind of get canceled because there was so much stuff going on. So I'm just glad to kind of, put a little heart-shaped period on that part of the story.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it all ended up good.
Yeah.
In the end, which is good. So now on to Eurovision news. The first bit of news is a little bit old, but, it was delayed from, Junior Eurovision and all of that. But it was the 𝗵𝗇, the Malta Eurovision Song Contest results and who qualified. Now, I tried to tune into this show, but you can imagine. I sat there, I clicked on it, and I remember sitting there being like, oh, wait. This is not like a normal national selection. There are no performances in this. They already performed. It was just results, but it was like 2 hours of voting before we got to results. So it's just them, you know, cutting up. So I quickly clicked out and I just waited for them to be posted online. But there was some I feel like I was excited about some of these results. So I'm just going to go through who qualified. So we had Mariana Conte with her song Venom, Sarah Bonici with her song Loop, Gratitude with her song Topic Blah Blah.
Love Greta.
Janvi with his song Man. Haley with her song Tell Me That It's Over. Ryan Hill with his song Karma. Erba with their song Sirena. Nathan with his song Ghost. Denise with her song Mara. Matt Black with his song Banana. Gail Attard with her song Wildcard. Lisa Gauci with her song Breathe. So I'm gonna be honest. If you want to know our in-depth thoughts on these songs, go back to their corresponding semis and hear about it. Because I don't even remember all these songs. There were a lot of songs. But the ones I remember, I am very excited about Denise going through. But to be honest, I had no doubts that she would go through. But who I was so excited about was Gratitude going through. And honestly, I mean, I don't want to say I don't think she didn't expect it, but you could tell how fucking excited she was because she was just there for the experience. She's a Euro fan. She's just excited for the opportunity to be in this selection. And I was so happy when she qualified because she really did do an amazing job in that performance. And I'm so excited that she's going to get to deliver her whole vision on a bigger stage. And like, we're going to get to see exactly what she wants to show with that. Like, I'm so excited about that.
Absolutely, because it's like for a drag artist, your audition performance is not the real vision. I mean, for all of them, that's true. But I feel like especially in something that is so heavily visually based as an artwork, like whatever Gratitude does, like it's going to be amazing. Like I'm looking forward most to that one because I think the other performances is just going to be like, okay, better clothes, maybe some interesting staging. But like, I think the Gratitude package is going to really be filled out once we get like her performance. And God, imagine what is the outfit going to be? Because the outfit that she wore for the audition was pretty cool. Yeah. And there was like the whatever fake magazine prop.
I know, that's the thing. Like she already put so much, like she's already had such a clear vision. She did that just in the audition. Like imagine what she's going to deliver. And that does, I guess, kind of lead into these. I mean, there's more people that qualified that we could talk about, but I didn't actually realize this until I was like typing up all our notes for this. And I learned, so the grand final is set for January 2024, but at the live show, they will not be performing because they are going to be pre-recorded live performances. And they have a budget of €5,000 to go towards a music video that will also be shown. So they're going to show the music video and the live performance. Both are pre-recorded. I mean, obviously the music video is pre-recorded, but those are going to be pre-recorded and then shown. So you're going to see the song twice in the live show, and then people will have, time to vote for who their favorite was after that. They will have 60 minutes to record 3 takes of their live performance. And I think that's actually kind of interesting and exciting. Like I like the idea that they're going to get to pick their best take. They have more control in that. So
and that's how live on tape worked for Eurovision when they were doing that, like in 2021, was they got a period of time and they could choose whichever was their best. And it might have literally been 3 takes in 60 minutes. Actually, that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. And I like the idea that like, okay, I mean, maybe sound will be off or whatever still, but it's kind of, it leaves you to have your best moment and be able to like choose what you are going to end up presenting to people. And especially with the music video, I mean, €5,000 isn't that much, but it's cool that they're providing a budget to everybody to make it a little more fair.
It's not nothing. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's actually pretty impressive coming from Malta, low key.
Well, and there's a lot of people. So there's 12, right? So that's
Yeah,
I'm not good at math, but I think that's 60,000 euros. That's kind of a lot of money. I don't know
that
if
is.
are they allowed to use any extra money of their own, like self-finance, or is it like a rule where like you have 5,000 to make
I'm
it totally
assuming they
even?
can do. I'm assuming they can add to it because it just says $5,000 PBS is contributing to each artist. So I'm assuming you can do more. I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of hard to control that. Like, because I also wonder, like, do they have like I don't know, like, do they have film people that can help with it? You know, because like, if they were like make a music video, I'd be like, bitch, I don't know, who do I contact? I don't know.
I
Um,
mean, I feel like to me it sounds probably like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm guessing it would be kind of like with UMK where they film all of, but maybe not though. Maybe that's what the live on tape is that. So obviously the
yeah,
network is doing the live on tape stuff because they have to have the same sound shit to compare apples to apples. So I know it probably is like they have to, the 5 grand is that you can pay a videographer and
yeah,
editor and all that stuff. So
but
I think that's interesting. I think it's kind of weird to think about watching the song twice. Like, are you going to watch the song twice or are you going to watch all the videos and then all of the song
yeah.
packages?
I do wonder how that's gonna go because it will be a little weird to have them back to back. Because then also like I feel like you're even more at a disadvantage if you're early, whereas if they show all the live performance then all the music videos, maybe they could have different running orders or something like to make it a little more fair in that way. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna present it, but I am excited. You know what I'm excited about is like they're actually trying different stuff. And even a lot of it is
Yes.
like different stuff that I haven't seen other I mean, yeah, we've seen UMK do it where they release the music videos, but I've never seen it like presented as the whole national selection like show with having a music video as one of the presentations. Like I think that's very interesting. And I'm
I
excited to see.
appreciate that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many countries that are kind of stuck in ruts with their format. Sweden, Norway, sorry, Italy. um, but like to see people do something new and something fresh and just fucking try something. And
Yeah.
what does Malta have to lose with trying something new? Because they've not had like super wow results over the past couple years. So why not? And I do like the move towards like, it's not just about Eurovision. Like the other countries, like some of them, like the ones that I just mentioned, like they do look at it as being like interesting programming on its
Mhm.
own. So to see other
Yeah.
people do something where they're just making interesting programming, I think that's really cool. And of course, there's another country we're going to talk about who had a pretty interesting format change as
Oh
well.
my
But
gosh. Yes. Yes. So do we have anything else to say on Malta?
no, actually, I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm still rooting for Mata. That's what I'm saying, and I still think they should go with that. But anyways,
Oh,
um,
yeah. Do you know what? There is one more thing to say. A little bit of a teaser. When we get a little bit closer to January, we're going to have a little special guest. We decided to start bringing people onto the show. So keep an eye out if you want to hear more about Malta. We're going to have a little special guest, someone who's very familiar with the music industry there, to kind of maybe like a pre-show warm-up to talk about everything regarding Malta. So look forward to that.
yes, for sure. I'm excited about that as well. And on to another national selection that be switching things up, be trying things new, and they're working with what they got, and that is the Czech Republic. That is Czechia with their national selection, ESCZ. So we had previously just kind of talked about how they were going to be doing this live show, and we didn't really have any details on it. You know, we didn't know how it was going to go. So it happened. It all happened very fast. I feel like everything was revealed, like, and then I don't know. I always get really confused with the Czech Republic because why, like, do the songs suddenly start being posted like sporadically a few days before? We got to start refining that a little bit more. But so all the performances, they performed in, it was a club, right? It was like like a little show venue, and so
Mhm.
that's where the show went on. So as opposed to like last year, which was like kind of on the stage, they tried something new. They had the same presenter, so it wasn't me. And 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 I watched the show. It was actually very entertaining. I felt like there were a lot of, problems, but it was, again, they're trying different things and they're trying to keep it fresh and they're trying to see what sticks and they're trying to see what works. They had what's his name? Albert?
Oh,
Albert,
not Oscar. Was it Oscar?
I thought it was Albert.
Caesar.
Well, yeah, but no, there's not much between us now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
his name's
Malawi.
Albert, right?
Is his name? I don't know what his
is
name is.
His name Albert? Why am I calling him Albert?
I don't know if his name is Albert.
Well, they had Lake Malawi come on and perform and like the opening, which was cute because I totally forgot how much I loved him. I actually loved his song in the Polish national selection way more. Lucy, oh, so good. Lucy. Were you a fan of that? Because I know you hated the girl he was up against.
No, I don't think I was a fan of that one, but I love Friend of a Friend.
I love Lucy. I think it's better than Friend of a Friend. Personally.
Actually, Friend of a Friend was my Czech entry in my birthday jury.
Oh yeah, I wish I remembered who I voted for, but then the performances went on, and the way that the show kind of worked was there was an interview with Caesar Sampson, which was very random.
Yeah, he was okay though. He was pretty good, I thought.
He was. I didn't really like that he kind of almost was acting as like giving his opinions on the songs. Like, even though they were all kind of positive, I kind of just wanted to hear the artist talk.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like he was acting as a mentor almost, which was, cute, I guess, but I didn't really care to see that. But
yeah, that is true. I guess
sometimes I found him talking more than the artists.
I definitely did notice that. But I did think it was interesting, just the idea of like having any kind of dialogue happening instead of just throwing them on stage or doing like a little like postcard where you see them like fapping around the studio. Like,
yeah, and it was nice. One thing to note was the whole show is in English, which was nice for us to follow. It was interesting because the whole show was in English. And I guess, yeah.
I think that's smart as hell.
Yeah.
So I saw some people complaining about it, but it's like, okay, the Czech audience does not care about this program. No. They're not going to the way that they're going to win people over is by having consistently good results in Eurovision to make people care about Eurovision.
Yeah.
The only people who care about it are Euro fans. You could tell that they catered the show to Euro fans, like having it all in English. Of course, there were Czech subtitles for the interview, which was, good for the actual like domestic audience. But I thought that was really smart because, again, Czech people aren't voting for Czech Republic in Eurovision. Yeah,
that's true.
Makes sense for countries to make their national finals from the beginning. Get people invested now. Don't put in the work later. Don't be running to every single news organization on the turquoise carpet to tell everybody in the cameras why they should vote for you, then while ignoring all the fans behind 𝗫𝗫 𝗫𝗫. Don't do that.
Did he do that?
He kind of did. Yeah. I noticed there were a few people who like only talked to the press side. Like they did. It was like their dancers would hang around the public side and other people only talk to the press because that's how you get the international votes. You need to go to the camera and say, "Oh, I love your country. You should vote for me and my song." Like everyone does that. So like you don't like that doesn't actually help you, I don't think. What helps you is getting Euro fans excited as early as you possibly can so that they feel invested in your song later, personally, is what I think. But I mean, just generally speaking, I wouldn't say that this was necessarily like the strongest selection. I mean, 2022, I think it was, or the one that had 𝗏𝗏𝗇 and running out of time. That was
the best.
Unreal.
They have yet to hit that again. I mean, Vesna overall was better than all the songs that were in that selection, but that selection was the strongest.
That selection was, I mean, like thinking back to those songs, it was like hard for me to choose my favorites. Like I remember being happy about 𝗏𝗏𝗇, but being sad about everybody else.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I do. There's a part of me that feels like There just were a lot of problems, and like we'll get into like all the issues, but it felt like if we cannot fix the audio issues, like this is 2 years now. If we can't fix the audio issues, then don't be doing this. Just go back to either presenting a music video and voting on a music video, or go back to what we did in 2022, which had those like in studio, like light box kind of.
Those were good.
Live performances that are still like, refined, and then also a music video. Like go back to that, because I just don't think we have the budget to put on what needs to be done. I think that actually this would have been a really cute presentation for the winner. Have everybody come out and do their little live performances one last time, and then here's the winner, because it felt like it didn't feel like what we should be judging our votes off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did kind of, the whole setup was a little bit more like pre-party setup.
Yeah.
Which seemed like it would have been amazing to be in the audience.
Yeah.
For that. I wonder actually if 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗏 is going to do a video, because he was actually there in the audience. But I have to say, Euro fans will literally find any excuse to criticize over the tiniest little details. Somebody had posted a picture from like the like an oblique angle of the stage while the house lights are up and like everything's being tested, and everyone, oh, what a horrible stage, blah blah blah, they can't run a contest, blah blah blah. And then the show happens and you see the stage and you're like, the stage is fine. Like there's nothing amazing, super wow special about it, but it's not crap. Like they have an LED screen, they have some cool lighting fixtures. It's inside of a club. Like give a little bit of grace to the Czech Republic here. And I bet it was awesome in the studio. Or
it looked
venue.
Like so much fun. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. At the end of the day, guys, a national selection is not about, I mean, what it's about is it's selecting the best song. And the Czech Republic, what they do is they usually have amazing songs. Maybe they don't have the highest production of these things, but at the end of the day, none of that matters. They're not sending that performance to Eurovision. This is just to select the entry. So, and a lot of countries have high budget, huge, big stages, and they got horrible songs. And all those high budgets and everything doesn't save them because they had a horrible song. So a lot of y'all's countries maybe need to, focus a little more on the music than the show that they're trying to put on for the selection, and then maybe you'll get a good entry.
Yeah.
Because they came top 10 last year.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. So let's talk a little bit about the songs then. So the first one that came on was by 𝗏𝗏, and the song was Pedestal. So I have to say, I really love this one. The stage performance was wildly chaotic. She was doing way too much. I would have liked it if she had focused a little bit more on actually singing the song, but I totally loved it because, first of all, I used to have hair like her. Like I had bangs and like blue dip, kind of like bob.
Is it blue?
It was blue, yeah. So I literally used to have hair like that. I loved her like DSTM knockoff bodysuit. I thought that looked really good. I thought like that everyone looked really hot, and I love it when people are hot and sexy. So that did it for me. It was just a lot was happening, and I did like that the vibe of the music was very much the type of stuff I listened to when I was like a teenage, like an angsty teenager. And now I'm an angsty adult and still listen to that kind of stuff. So I liked that it felt really like raw, and it felt really Riot Girl. And I think I haven't voted yet, but I think that I am going to vote actually for Pedestal.
Wow, that's crazy you say that, because I voted for this song. I was really struggling because I did feel like she low-key had the worst live performance, but I also felt like after watching hers, I said, oh fuck, she ain't getting my vote. And then I watched everyone's. I was like, oh shit, ain't nobody getting my vote. Like it was like everybody didn't have good live performances. So don't really want to fault anybody. Like I was like, I can't vote off of these live performances because of that. So she ended up getting my vote. I love this. I feel like I feel like this is the type of genre of music that's like gotten a resurgence lately, especially with like Olivia Rodrigo has kind of brought that back, and people love Paramore. And
Totally.
I mean, they never left, but and we really haven't seen much of this kind of sound in Eurovision. I feel like we've gotten a lot in selections, but we haven't gotten it in Eurovision. And I think this is good. I think it's my favorite of the group.
Well, okay, I guess we can just end it there then, because
I mean, I overall don't find the selection as strong as other years, which makes me sad. I'm like not as excited about any of these. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, well, I'm just gonna pop out of order just to say that I felt like the song by Lenny, Good Enough, kind of exemplified the whole ESCZ. It was good enough. It was, it was decent. Like, it was definitely a show, and I enjoyed watching it. It wasn't a total crap, fest. It was good enough. But
yeah.
So I guess we'll say what we thought about that song by Lenny. Apparently, she is an established artist. So the others are kind of up and comers, but she's established. She kind of like was sitting at like a piano, and it was a little bit ballady. I thought the lyrics were good, and she was really confident. Like, she had one of the better live performances. You could just tell that she was more experienced. Like, she was no stranger to getting up on a stage and singing live. And I feel like this could potentially be the one that they choose. But then again, I don't know. But just based on the live performances, I felt like this one came off the cleanest. So I think that I think there's potential here. I would not vote for it, though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because she had one of the strongest like live performances. Like, you could tell she's like a refined performer. She's figured it out. She knows what she's doing. I just think the song, it's like the title. It's good enough. It's fine. That's what it is. If they sent it, I'd say, oh, cute.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't make me excited. Like, I'd rather send a fun song. I don't need that's the thing. Okay. Because the other thing is, we must remember, 𝗤𝗏 had their failed live performance, and We Are 𝗤𝗏𝘆 had a failed live performance. Now, their live performance in the selection was fine, but I don't know, maybe people just have selective memory loss. Like, I remember completely, like, through all the lead up to the contest, every single live performance they did, horrible.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't tweet it because I didn't want to be mean, because I do love We Are 𝗤𝗏𝘆.
Yeah.
And actually, for people who don't know, her dad is a hockey player, and I'm a huge hockey fan. I recently watched a fight with her father, because he's 𝗤𝗏𝘆 𝗥𝗶𝗁. That's his name. She's 𝗤𝗏𝘥 𝗥𝗶𝗁. She's named after him. Because he's a goalie. I love goalies, and I was watching a goalie fight compilation, and there was a goalie fight with 𝗤𝗏𝘥 𝗥𝗶𝗁, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 𝗤𝗏𝘆's dad. But when she started singing, I was like, oh, so I see all the touring hasn't helped her improve her live performances, because she sounds terrible. Because that's what I remember too, because whatever that in studio, because that was like a live vocal recording, sounded great for the selection, but she never sounded good again until really the live show for Eurovision, where she sounded great. So she's not the most consistent performer, but I still love her anyway. And everyone's not on 100% of the time, so I don't hold that against her.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is at the end of the day, where it matters most is at Eurovision. And low-key, what we've seen with the Czech Republic is picking the best song ends up working out in the end. Picking the best song and not fully basing it off of because if we didn't vote for 𝗤𝗏𝘆, like, Pam Rabbit would not have gotten a top 10 finish.
No.
She wouldn't have. So, like, I don't know. Just because she had a good live performance, well, that's also a potential non-qualifier based on the song. A probable non-qualifier. So
true. So another song was by 𝗤𝗆, 𝗤𝗆𝘆. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember this one very well, but I'm looking at my notes and I said at the time, damn, she has a great voice. Song doesn't feel super original, which is why I can't recall the song because it didn't stand out to me really in any way. But I felt, at least at the time, that it was something that could be elevated a little bit for Eurovision if they went with it. I mean, it helps to be a great singer.
It sounds like Centuries by Fall Out Boy. And it was killing me, and I was like, I could not figure out what it sounded like.
What's
because
that sound
chorus.
like?
So, oh, how does it go? So her song is like, da, da, na, 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 but it's so powerful.
Yeah, okay, I hate that Fall Out Boy song, actually.
Yes.
They used to play it on hockey commercials. Talking about hockey again. It's hockey season right now. It's on my brain. So funny story.
It's funny that I just sang her song and you knew what the Fall Out Boy was.
Yes, so you're right. They are similar enough. A funny story about Fall Out Boy. I saw Fall Out Boy in 2003 before they were famous. They opened for a local band in my town, and the venue was literally an old movie theater run by a Christian church that was straight edge, that didn't like serve alcohol or anything. And it was literally, my town has 4,000 people in it. I saw Fall Out Boy play in a college town that had 4,000 people in 2003 before they got famous. I went to that show, didn't know who Fall Out Boy was. I was there for Punchline. Crazy.
Oh.
Crazy. It was so crazy whenever they became big because I did like remember them. I was like literally 13 at the time.
I know my mom was a fan of Fall Out Boy, but I don't know if that was just because it was my sister liked them or what. But I don't know. I didn't like the song. I felt like it was. I don't get why Eurofans are obsessing over it so much.
Are they?
Because yes. Oh my God, they love this song. They like are swearing this about to win Eurovision. I'm like, y'all need to get with it. Because I was like, this is not clicking with me because this just sounds so much like something I've already heard. When I figured it out, I was like, oh my God, it does sound like that song. And it's like one of those, yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's just generic. AI makes a ballad.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was a miss. The other one,
when you use AI and you could tell kind of where it came from. That's the vibe. I could tell. Oh, I heard Centuries was in there.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The next song was also a miss for me, and I don't want to be overly critical of this one because I've already seen some people say some really mean stuff. And Gianna Leigh with Starlet, she had kind of said sort of in the little interview thing with Caesar kind of about like insecurity and whatever. So like, I really don't want to beat her down. It just doesn't seem right. But all I had in my notes for her was, I'm gonna need to find out where she bought those boots because she was wearing like knee-high, like bright green stiletto boots, and they looked awesome. And like I partially loved her style. She kind of had like a bolero.
Well, she stole my vagina jacket.
Vagina jacket?
Yes, she stole my vagina jacket. Hold on, let me get this vagina jacket. It's sitting right here. She stole my vagina jacket. This is my vagina jacket, my infamous vagina jacket.
With what?
All the sleeves.
It totally is kind of like that.
She stole my vagina jacket. You know, so
I think your jacket's better, actually.
It was expensive. It better be. No, I mean, I actually like this song.
Oh, really? That's funny.
I didn't love the performance of it, but I actually, this was one of the songs when I was listening to it, and I was like, actually, it's cute. It's like, I don't know, I like the vibe of it. Like, I want to listen to it more. I haven't like listened to many of the studio versions of these songs yet, but this was one where I thought, oh, I like the song. Like, it's a vibe. I don't see it for Eurovision. It doesn't feel competitive, but it actually feels like really cute and like personal and a nice vibe. Like, I actually really like this one. It's probably in my top 3.
Oh, well, that's cool to hear. Yeah, I mean, it did kind of have like a little bit of, maybe sounded a little bit like a demo, or
Mm.
like something that could use a lot more work to become great. Or maybe like a B-side on a mid-level pop stars album that like might or might not make it to the radio.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't super standout to me, but I mean, I don't like hate it. I don't hate it. I think people are trashing it a little bit too much, which was, like I said, why I
Yeah,
didn't
that
want
makes
to
me
really.
sad to hear that people are doing that, because I liked it.
Yeah, she's like everyone's last place that I've seen.
No.
But, yeah, I think they were worse than her probably, but song-wise at least. Because the poor girl was not feeling very confident on the stage. I felt a little bit bad for
I
her.
feel that though.
Someone who was not feeling unconfident on stage though was
My twin.
your twin 𝗫𝗫. This red flag parade was out of control. I mean, I knew I was going to like it because in the little interview with Caesar, they described their music as glamtronic. And I'm like, that fits. Like, I was like, you're on to something here. I can already tell. I thought this was great. I thought it could be awesome at Eurovision. It could also not qualify at Eurovision. It had a little bit of eat your salad kind of energy to it, where like, yes, it's really fun on stage and it's performed really well, but there's not a ton of substance. People don't seem to respond well to the like simulated or self-censored cursing, because the lyrics of the chorus is something like they basically you could tell they are gonna say bitch.
Yeah, I'm not
like,
saying she's a witch. Something she's a
so
beep.
I don't think that actually plays very well at Eurovision. I don't think people like that. So I thought it was great. For me, this is my second place. I'm definitely going to rock out to this song. I don't think it's a good idea to send it to Eurovision, though, despite her being a really strong performer.
This is the other one I've been seeing most people say they think should go to Eurovision. I don't like it. I don't like the super rhymey lyrics. Deeper than the ocean. I don't know. It's just, it wasn't given for me. And it's just cheesy. Like, it's just cheesy to me. It's unserious, but not comedic or humorous either. Like, it's wild, but it's not Eat Your Salad, because Eat Your Salad had humor to an important message. It was like about like, environmentalism and stuff. But it was stupid.
I don't think they're vegetarians, though. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't believe for a second those guys are vegetarian.
Oh, probably not. But, they were trying, it's like, it's just, it's given me it's given surefire not qualifier for me. Just because of that, because like people love a little humor and people love a little fun, but they want it to be a little more than that. I didn't get the more,
Yeah. And whenever you did that deeper than the ocean part, that particular part actually really stood out to me, because that kind of beat that they have right there, I immediately thought of Måneskin.
That's so true. Yeah.
So it didn't feel super original in that sense. So I mean, like, I liked it. I really like it. I like it more than you liked it. But yeah, I don't think that this is a smart choice.
No.
The next song, song number 6, there were only 7 songs, was by, I don't know if did I write this down right? Tom Shawn. Was that his name? Tom Shawn. The guy has 2 first names. Dopamine Overdose. This one, I feel like it has potential. I wasn't super keen on the rhyming of sweaty body and teriyaki. I thought that was a little bit much. I felt like the sweaty body teriyaki line, my reaction to that was kind of similar to the way a lot of people felt about I Can Smell You Like an Animal. Where like that lyric never bothered me. This one I had kind of a visceral reaction to. Like, I laughed out loud, but it's not supposed to be funny, and I feel like that's not really great. I felt like the music itself, like the beat was like pretty sick, and I could see it like getting the crowd really going in Euroclub and people having a lot of fun to this song. But I don't know. I didn't have like a total like wow factor for me.
I love this one. This was my second. My only gripe with it, honestly, is that lyric. Like, I don't even mind this. I mean, just change teriyaki. Can we say something else? I don't mind hearing about your sweaty body because he's kind of hot. So I'll see that sweaty body all day long. But the teriyaki ain't working for me.
I mean, it could literally be
You
whatever.
and Rosalia.
Sweaty body, why don't you put it on me? Like it could, you know.
Someone send that to him.
Yeah. So it could have been a very easy change. And I was just watching Eurovision Tom's reaction, and he was literally like, wait, is teriyaki sweet? And then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, actually, I think teriyaki is a fully umami flavor. Like it is savory. Like it's like a salty savory. I don't think teriyaki is sweet.
Yeah.
So weird lyric.
I don't know, but I like teriyaki, so I'll eat them both up. No, I don't know. I actually really like this one. This was the first one I wanted to go and listen to because I didn't think the live performance was that good. And I said, oh, I want to go and hear what this actually sounds like in the studio. The beat is so good. Like, I actually think that low key, if he were to revamp this a little bit, fix that lyric, this one might have the best chance in Eurovision, I think, of all these entries.
Sexy guy never hurts. So he was hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I still, even though if like 𝗏𝗏 is my favorite and it's who I voted for, I don't know if that would do better than this one in Eurovision.
Yeah. So. And okay, there we go. Thomas Robin, Out of My Mind was the last song. I thought it was interesting that the two men in the contest got put at the end. Kind of a weird running order, a little out of balance. It was giving Junior Eurovision at first with all the girls. I thought that this one was okay. I did not like that he reminded me of an old roommate who was a not good person. So as long as I wasn't looking at him and just listening to the song, I was digging it. But I wasn't digging it enough to like want to vote for it. Like it's not like it was a contender for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this one just didn't stick out for me. You know, fine, whatever. But like, it gave me, I would hear it in a Romanian national selection vibes.
Ouch.
And I don't know what I mean by that, but but that's just the vibe I got. I don't know. I think like putting the two men back to back, and they didn't have like wildly different vibes to their songs. This one wasn't as good as the other one, so.
I would agree. Yeah, I would definitely choose Dopamine Overdose over Out of My Mind.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was the national selection for Miss Czechia. And voting ends the 11th of December. So get your votes in. Vote for your faves. And the results will be revealed the next day. So we getting a fucking entry on the 12th.
It's exciting.
The day before my court date.
Well, it's going to be an exciting week for you.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm not excited about any of these. You know, I usually go into these like pretty invested in an entry. Like I did an inspired look for 𝗫𝗫𝗍𝗫. I did an inspired look for Vesna. I don't care about any of these, to be honest. Any of them could win. I don't really care. I hate to say that, but I was kind of expecting more because I did see people saying that this was the strongest selection that they've had.
No.
You know, that was nice of you for you to give them that. But I don't know if that was true. But
definitely
still, I mean, it was still good.
Yeah. I wonder what the 2 songs were, because originally it was supposed to be 5 and they added 2 on for 7. So I wonder which 2 songs it was that they decided that they had to have. Like, who might we not have seen if they had only done 5? I feel like probably 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅. I feel like that seemed like one that sneaked in.
You think though? Like, I feel like it has to be something like, I don't know, because I'm also looking at it and I'm trying to think of like, oh, is it like a nice diverse selection? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅 adds to that though. Like,
it was the
I don't
only
know.
like actual pop song. Looking at it now, because
Yeah.
like 𝗏𝗍's a little bit like, you know, kind of like more on the pop rock alternative.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe I feel like it could have been 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅 and Out of My Mind.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we'll never know. And maybe it wasn't like, oh, which 2 make it in. It might have literally just been like they couldn't, they whittled it down from 10 to 7 and then they couldn't choose anyone else. They couldn't agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a fun little selection, you know.
Nice to have. I like the bite-sized nature of it, where it wasn't a 3-day contest that goes 5 hours every day, like some other contests which we're about to talk about.
Yes,
if the audience can guess.
Yes, can you guess what is next? Well, next up to announce was well, I don't know if this was next up to announce, but Sanremo had been teasing, or not, they weren't teasing, but there were all these rumors of who was going to Sanremo, blah, 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 blah. But they finally released the official 30 acts. Actually, I don't know if this is 30. I think it actually might be 27. Let me just do a little count real quick, because the reason I say that is because they do like a newcomers, and only, I believe, 3. Yes, so it's 27. There will be 30. So 3 people will come out of the newcomers. We do have the list of newcomers, but we don't know who they are because they're all newcomers. Right. Okay, so we're not going to go over those. But 3 of those people from the newcomers will advance to make this group 30 in the final, which is a lot of fucking people. And they just all go, like, they all perform. You know, like, it's not like some get eliminated. They all perform, I'm fairly certain. So
I think so. Yeah, that's right. Every night, crazy. 3 songs, a different song every night.
Yeah. So this is a great lineup, though, I gotta say. As you're not a Sanremo girly, you're not. So you might not be familiar with a lot of these people, but overall, last year was not a very strong Sanremo, I felt. And this has me kind of gagging. This is insane to me. When this lineup came out, I was gagged after gagged after gagged, shook. We have so many Sanremo winners and like former Eurovision contestants. So some of the names that y'all might be familiar, you might be familiar as well, Renata. We've got Emma from 2014 with her song La Mia Chita or whatever.
Did that have like a bunch of flowers on the stage? Was that one?
No, that was Francesca in 2016. Okay. She was in the white and gold, kind of gold armory type of thing. I don't think she won Sanremo. I believe that the person who won Sanremo that year did not go, because if I remember correctly, all the recent female singers did not win Sanremo, because Francesca also did not win Sanremo. She came like second or whatever, and both of them, their singers that won, didn't go to Eurovision, so they picked them. Because that's the whole thing.
Did they get rid of right of first refusal? I'm pretty sure they did last year. Did they carry that over to this year? Because it used to be that if you won, you didn't have to go to Eurovision. But I distinctly remember last year them saying if you win, you go. Like when you sign the contract for Sanremo, you say if you win, you're going.
I believe their right of refusal is still on, because that's what I saw on the Wikipedia.
Okay.
So, you know, but I think the thing is Eurovision is becoming a little more well respected in general. But I mean, in 2016, the person refused to go. So, you know, it could always happen again. But also 𝗲𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘅 is in the running once again. So he was supposed to represent Italy. Well, he did represent. He represented Italy in 2020, but of course the contest was canceled, but don't worry, he got to perform on that stage in Turin. So it worked out in that sense. But I'm very excited to see him back. I also feel very honored that I got to see him perform both in Turin, and I got to see him perform in the in a pre-party. So I got to see him twice, which was very exciting. Then also 𝗲𝗏𝘆, who represented Italy in 2015. I believe they came second, or they won the they came third maybe, but I know they won the 𝗲𝗏𝘆.
Yeah, so it's funny to have like 𝗲𝗏𝘆 and then 𝗲𝗏𝘆, because 𝗲𝗏𝘆 was amazing and I think very well could have won, and I would have been so happy about that. I still get emotional whenever I listen to 𝗲 𝗏𝘆. 𝗲𝗏𝘆 though, I could not stand that song.
Me too.
I hated it, and every time I saw it getting points, I was like, oh, really? Like, could we have chosen like a more like stereotypical generic Italian ballad? But
and as much as I don't like Mons, it's like, well, okay, but the other options who Paulina Gagarina, 𝗲𝗏𝘆, I don't want any of them to win. That was nightmare blunt rotation for that top three.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then we also have Mahmoud, who he don't know how to lose Sanremo. He won both in 2019 and 2022 and went to Eurovision with his song Soldi and Brividi with Blanco. And that's exciting. I mean, I feel like, he's like a staple now, and it's kind of crazy to see him back again. Like, I already didn't expect him to come back again in 2022.
So soon.
But then again, like, he just skips a year. He's like, all right, take 1 year off, like, whatever. Like, take 2 years off, and now I'm back. Maybe not 2. It was 3 years. But whatever. He's back again. That's crazy. But
yeah, so I loved Soldi. I wasn't crazy about Brividi.
Yeah.
But I think he's better solo. Like, I don't know that I liked the duet aspect.
I agree. But I've never heard a song from him that I didn't like, at least as a solo artist. I mean, I liked Brividi. It just wasn't my favorite. Like, I like both Blanco and Mahmoud better solo than they were together.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see him there. We also, let's see, is there, we also have 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆. So we just talked about them last week, girl. We just talked about them last week. Yes, they are the ones who sing that song. The
thing from the junior
season,
the interval act. Oh, yes! Shut up.
This is basically like, imagine ABBA came back.
Wow.
Like, they have been performing since 1967 as a group. They're known for that song. Like, that's a big song. Okay, out of all these artists, you expect the bitches that started in 1967 to be the ones with the TikTok song? Okay.
They're almost as old as Eurovision. They're older than Eurovision, I think, probably, if they started in 67.
Started in 1967.
Oh my God.
So, and it's crazy. So the group never disbanded. One singer, Franco Gatti, he retired from the group in 2016, but then he passed away in 2022. So it was actually in October of 2022. So almost a year ago, like a little more than that. But they did actually come together, like, I guess one last time as a group in 2020 to perform at Sanremo, perform a few of their songs, and they got like some honorable award. But they haven't competed in Sanremo since, like, I think it was like the 80s or something. They've gotten a lot of like awards for their like whatever. So it's insane. And they also did go to Eurovision, which I did not realize. They represented Italy in 1978 with their song Questo Amore. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. I'm not familiar with that one. But that's crazy. I'm shocked to see them here. We literally were just talking about them. Like, that's wild. And I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, because they're really still making music. Like,
yeah, good for them, old guys.
Yes. Well, it's 2 women and 1 man.
Well,
it was 2 men, but
so really like ABBA, 2 men, 2 women.
Yeah. Yeah. And so those were previous Eurovision contestants, but there are also some exciting people. So the thing about Sanremo is it's a lot of like the artists, like a lot of these artists have been to Sanremo like a million times. So like I didn't take notes on every single person that's been to Sanremo multiple times. Like yes, Mr. Rain has been to Sanremo. I mean, that was a good song, whatever, but like, you know, but there are some significant names in here, big names that I recognize, not even just as a Sanremo fan, but just as a fan of Italian music. So San Giovanni or San Giovanni, he was in Sanremo in 2022 with his song 𝗲𝗏𝗆, which came fourth. And he is such an amazing artist. He's one of those artists, first of all, Italian bop, you would love it. Like I'm telling you, like you got to get into this because
so I remember this song because
Yeah.
I did watch Sanremo that year with my roommate, and this was their favorite song because I remember them sending me a screenshot of like, look what I'm listening to, and it was the album art for 𝗲𝗏𝗆. So I do remember this one. And I do watch Sanremo. It's not that I just totally ignore it. It's just I'm not a like long haul watching everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I'm not that bitch either.
Yeah. Like I catch up on the songs that people are talking about. But I don't watch the whole show normally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I always watch all the songs, but I'm very excited because I did listen to his EP and his album that he came out with like last year, and it's so good. So many Italian bops, just like I love this thing it's like a style that I feel is so distinct to Italian male artists because I really don't listen to male artists like at all. But something about Italian male artists, they have this raspy grit and almost like a punk influence to a lot of their sound. I feel like that's what I get from it. And he's one of them, but like punk pop, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like edgy and it's kind of like Blanco's vibe. It's like it's got this grit to it, and I just love him. His album is great. I'm excited to see what he does. Of course, I'm hoping for an Italian bop, but we shall see. 𝗲𝗏𝗆 is back. 𝗲𝗏𝗆 this is his 6th time competing in Sanremo. Everybody knows 𝗲𝗏𝗆. The only entry from him I actually love in Sanremo is his like La gente de calore fa colore. I love that song, but I don't love. He's done a lot of ballads. Like I don't really love his ballads, but I love his music outside of Sanremo. Like I'm hoping he brings another bop like that song. I know a lot of people don't like him. I know he's like seen as problematic.
Yeah.
I like him.
All I knew about him was that he's problematic, and I don't even know for what reason. I just know that people always censor his name when they talk about him.
Yeah, I think he had like a transphobic lyric, but
okay, that's not cool.
But, yeah, it's not cool, but I also think things can be translated differently. I don't know.
And Italy is like super macho, so it's not like it's shocking.
It also wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't obviously transphobic. You know what I mean?
Like he wasn't using slurs in conversations with reporters. He had like a weird lyric that maybe shouldn't have made it in.
Exactly. And that's why I do feel like sometimes things like I'm not like defending that for what it is, but I'm just saying like, I don't know. When something's not like blatant and it could very easily just be translated differently, and like that it comes a lot down to like how the person translating it interprets it, you know.
Yeah,
is what it is. I love him. I love his music. I remember literally this is just a memory I have, was when I was in Turin and my Airbnb host's son and his friends, we were all driving back. It was like late at night. We were driving back from Monaco, and I was like, they were playing Italian music and asking me like if I knew who they were playing or whatever. And then I was like, do you like 𝗲𝗏𝗆? And I made them play 𝗲𝗏𝗆 for the rest of the way. And I was
my God.
excited, and I was singing along to every single song. And now I think of that anytime I listen to 𝗲𝗏𝗆. I love his EP. That EP of his with like, I don't know what it is in Italian, but it's like Mediterranean, whatever is like the name of it. If y'all know him, you know it, you know the album. But that album, that was the album, or I think it was the EP. That EP, those songs, when I would play them at work, those were the songs everybody would be like, what is this song? I love this. Like, people love. So I want him to send something like that. He sends ballads. He says, send these bops. Send these, like, cool Italian bops. Also, Loredana Bertè, icon, legend, queen. She's like 70-something, bright blue hair. I don't know what her hair color looks like now.
Oh, I know who she is. I know who she is. She's amazing.
Yes. This is her 13th time competing in Sanremo. So exciting to see another, like, big name in there.
Because Sanremo, like you said, people do come back. It's like thick. Everyone it does a lot of the same, frequent flyers, like that 𝗥𝗶𝗆𝗆 guy or whatever. What's his name?
𝗥𝗶𝗆𝗆. Yeah.
𝗥𝗶𝗆𝗆. Like, there are people who like to come back because it's, it's not about Eurovision. Like, it's about the festival itself. So
yeah, and I mean, that's the one thing that Italy's got, is they get the big names. I mean, these are people who are dominating Italian music industry, and I think that that's like a big difference between even Melodifestivalen, because I've seen a lot of, like, and we'll get to it in this episode, but I've seen a lot of, like, I just saw somebody say this and it kind of like stuck to me, because I was like, oh wow, yeah, because people were like, no, in Sweden there's like the music industry artists, and then there are Melodifestivalen artists. Like, a lot of those people that are the big names in Melodifestivalen only release music for Melodifestivalen, and I just think that's interesting. But Sanremo, and they're successful with that still.
Yeah.
But their solo music maybe doesn't reach the same way, but Sanremo's got that where they got both,
Stars.
Yeah. So Annalisa is back. So this is her 6th time competing in Sanremo, and she has never placed lower than 11th place, and that was one entry.
And she's a woman, so that really says something, because they are not the biggest fans of women.
Yes, I really do feel like Annalisa, if there's a woman, well, I don't want to, if there's a woman that I think could really break the spell, it'd be her, because she's just, she's amazing. She just came out with an album, and she has a song called Euphoria and Euphoria Bono Passorite. Another artist I would like play her music at work and like people love her. Bops, like bop after bop. If she sends a ballad, I'm gonna be so disappointed, because all she knows is bops. So I'm excited. Literally, like, I'm so excited about her. And the person that I gagged. I gagged, my heart. Boom, 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 boom. I'm so excited. When I saw this name, it gave me chills. Was 𝗥𝗏𝗆 is competing in Sanremo. I never thought I'd see the day. So people who may have followed me for a long time on this channel, I used to talk about him so much because he is literally was the gateway for me into listening to foreign music. I remember his song Habibi was the first song I ever like tried to learn, like that I saved in my library that was not in English. I like distinctly remember sitting there listening to that song, like, and I was so new to non-English music. I remember I don't think I should tell this story because my mom might be listening. Or she will be listening. She will be listening. But I just remember, not knowing that Habibi was a Arabic word, and I thought it was Italian just because this song, like, I had no reference point to other languages and other music. And okay, so he's a rapper, Italian, Tunisian, and you hear those influences of both cultures. Like, when you listen to his music, you feel those Arabic influences in his music. And I also love that he's a political activist. He's known for his poetic, meaningful lyrics, artistic visuals, and also his like kind of gender breaking styles, which is really cool. Number one, because of it's Italy, and like Italy is a little more, on the like homophobic, traditional, like also Catholic and all that stuff. He's Muslim, like openly Muslim, and so all those things are like very exciting that he goes against all these, all these standards. And And I love him. I'm obsessed with him. Like he's like, my God, he's so good. Like I never thought I'd see the day. I used to talk about him on my channel and how he was like my dream artist to be in Sanremo. And people used to tell me like he's too big of an artist, like he would never do it. And I'm like literally so happy. It's actually gonna kill me because I don't know if he could win. Just because I don't know if he's the type of person that would win. But I shouldn't say that because frankly, like Måneskin won and Mahmood won with Soldi, and like who's to say 𝗥𝗏𝗆 can't? Like if there's ever a trap rap, but he's like trap rap pop. So I don't know what direction he's gonna go in. So he also just released an album, and the album he just released is almost all freestyle, was what I was reading. And so his new album leans more trap. But he has other albums that lean more pop rap. I mean, it's all like rap, but you know, I think if he goes more pop rap, I will see him having potential. I think if he goes trap, I don't see it as much just because it's not as digestible to everybody. But oh my God, my favorite song from him is his song Fortuna, and I'm sad it never got a music video. I love that song, Fortuna, 𝗏𝗏𝘆𝗏𝘅𝘅. I literally love this man so much. If you don't know him, go watch his music videos. They're insane. Like the visuals, everything. He always has these crazy stories. I cannot say enough. I'm going to be a fucking 𝗥𝗏𝘆 stan. Like I'm this close to changing my profile picture. He's so fucking hot. He's 6'4". He's like...
I love that that's a note in the show notes. He's also 6'4". Like that says a lot for me too, because I love the tall boys. I really do.
And he's not homophobic. Like, you know, I'm in love.
I'm so annoyed that you said Habibi, because now I have the Dolly style song.
Habibi.
I hate that song. Oh,
you hate it? I love it.
I hate it. It's so annoying, and I don't understand the styling and everything about that.
You don't understand the styling.
No, like what is the
style, girl?
Why are these Swedish girls singing a Arabic words while dressed like Japanese Harajuku girls? Like it was
They're
just
worldly. They bring the world together. Hello, my name is Molly. I am a little doll.
Oh God!
I love them so much.
No, it's too much for me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, I am excited about this Sanremo. I'm more excited than I have really ever been. I also feel I am most emotionally, like this is probably, 𝗥𝗏𝘆 being in this is like, this is the most emotionally attached I'll ever probably be to an artist so far in Eurovision, in like a national selection sphere, because I really love this man so much, and it's gonna pain me if he doesn't win, and he probably won't, because like, you know, I don't know, Italy's unpredictable, I feel like, for me, but he's a man, so he at least
he has a chance.
At least I know that my usual year after year of standing women and knowing there's no chance, at least I have that going for me. I'm so excited. I can't even express it. Like I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see him.
Oh, that's cute. I'm glad you're excited for Sanremo. I did see your stories when you were posting like little clips of people, and I was like, okay, actually these all do sound really good, the people that you had posted.
Yeah, that was all him. So.
Oh, that was all him? It was all him?
Yeah, that was all him.
I liked it all then. I liked all of them.
But he has such a range of music. Like because I'm not even really a rap person. Like I don't normally listen to rap.
Yeah, I don't think of you as being a rap fan.
Yeah, but
I'm probably more of a rap fan than you.
Yeah.
I used to date a rapper in college.
What?
Yeah, I dated a rapper in college.
I mean, I see that for you. Was it good?
Yeah.
Like the rap?
Yeah, actually, he was a good rapper.
Not the relationship.
He was a pretty good rapper. Yeah, for a guy from Erie, he was decent.
Oh my God, I feel like I was just gonna say, like, I feel like I know so many people that are like rappers. Like my boyfriend's old roommate was a rapper. Like so many people that try to do rap, and I'm just like, y'all, it's not giving. So if he was good, that's good.
Yeah, he was good.
My boyfriend's roommate was not giving. Well, that leads us into the last of the national selections for right now, which is Miss Melodifestivalen of Sweden. Sorry, did you have anything else to say on Sanremo?
No, I'll just say that you really should subscribe to the Patreon, because if you're watching on YouTube, you can't see the video right now. But my adorable Chihuahua Cookie is in my lap, and she's being very sweet and adorable. So if you want to get Cookie cameos, you have to go over and subscribe to Patreon, because you'll get to see little glimpses of my adorable doggie sitting in my lap while I talk about the rest of the show.
That's true. Every single episode, Cookie does make an appearance.
She does, because she's so fucking needy that, like, if she can hear me talking and, like, I talk to her, so she's like, why are you talking to someone else? If I get a phone call and I say hello,
God.
she goes insane. She'll, like, attack my face, licking me, because she's like, well, if you're talking to someone, you must be addressing me, because I'm the center of the universe.
I mean, I feel that. Hey, Cookie, like, I got her.
Yeah, she did.
This is my time with Renata.
She's so jealous. She's so jealous.
So, next up is Miss Melodifestivalen. And, you know, this is exciting. Once again, there were a lot of leaks, and they pretty much all were accurate of who was going to be competing. But there's a lot of big names. I mean, I feel like Melodifestivalen, like, there's always a lot of big names, except for last year, where I'm convinced they
RIGGED.
I don't want to say they rigged it, because they didn't rig it, but I think they probably did make it not as stacked to make sure that, and made sure they gave Miss Girl the best semi and everything like that. Like because there was no reason for there to be, like, no other big names. Like, there was no reason for that last year of Melodifestivalen for me to not like a single song apart from Loreen.
And for the second, the only other real contender to be Norwegian. A little bit
they're
weird.
in it. They're in it again this year.
Well, and the last time that Loreen was in it, it was with Statements, and she got knocked out in the second chance round. And I think they never forgave themselves for making it such a tight race that year.
Actually, what's his name said he did an interview where I don't know because the guy that also did Eurovision, right? Does he do both?
The Eurovision podcast?
No, like the producer or whatever.
Oh, Christer Bjorkman.
Yeah, so I think he literally said in an interview that he doesn't regret a lot of things, but that was the one thing he regretted was putting Loreen up against Anton Hagman.
Yeah.
Like, and that's big for the producer to say. Like,
yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah. But there are some really good names. To me, looking at this lineup, it looks like old Melodifestivalen is back. I'm very excited.
Yes.
There's some names that we haven't seen in a few years. There's some names, like, there's a lot of big names that every single semi has a couple people that I know. So, or heat, every single heat. Sorry. I don't really know why we call them heats if you don't have semis. But, like, I understood when Lithuania did it because they had heats and then they had semis and then they had and then they had second chance and then but, like, these are just semis. But anyways, so in the first heat, some of the names that I'm not going to go through everybody, of course. There's a lot of people. But we have Lisa Ajax.
Love her. I don't give a. I don't give a. I don't give a. I don't give a. Love that song.
Yes, so she was in Melodifestivalen in 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. Personally, I don't know. I think My Heart Is Refusing Me might be my favorite, or not.
My Heart Wants to Be Dead.
My Heart Wants to Be Dead. But I don't know. Her entry from 2022, low-key, might be my favorite. It don't mean nothing.
It was good.
And it didn't even qualify. That was the one that didn't qualify. That might be my favorite. But I love all her entries, honestly. I think they're all great. I think she brings it every single time. She gives, like, just Swedish girl pop. Like,
yeah.
She gives it to us every single time. Her song this year is written or co-written by Victor Kron. So
I know he's got haters, but I'm not one of them.
He's a good songwriter to me.
He's a good songwriter. I'm fine with Victor Kron. Although I remember the song that he did with Stig Rosta, and you could tell that he wanted that to be his song because it really wasn't right for Stig.
Yeah, but but we also have Samir and Victor, and they were in 2015, 2016, 2018. I don't know their other 2 entries, but I know 𝗏𝗏𝘅 because
I didn't like 𝗏𝗏𝘅.
You didn't?
No.
I loved it. Actually, wait. I think I'm mixing them up with someone else. I'm thinking of that song Road Trip.
Road Trip by 𝗍𝗏𝘅, which is one of the best songs to ever come out of the selections period. I absolutely love 𝗍𝗏𝘅. That 𝗍𝗏𝘅 is one of those examples like Vampires Are Alive, where it's like to the grave, I will defend that song. It's fucking perfect. Yes, I love 𝗍𝗏𝘅. 𝗏𝗏𝘅
okay, well, they're not that.
They're not that. 𝗏𝗏𝘅 reminded me of that LMFAO band, that party rock.
Didn't like it then.
Yeah, that was the only thing I thought about with 𝗏𝗏𝘅.
The only LMFAO representation that I like in Eurovision is Moustache. But we also have Smash Into Pieces, which competed last year, came third. And that's it from Heat 1. I feel like those are the big names. I'm not really familiar with these other people, but who knows? You can't say anything because like there will be some people that are going to stand out that we've never even heard of. And then in Heat 2, 𝗏𝗏𝗆 is back again. So we had, and his song's called Dragon. So maybe he should hit up Miss Young Girls.
Yeah.
Because I know they got a prop ready. And maybe it would make a little more sense. But he competed in 2018, 2019, 2022. To me, he's never been able to hit the same as his first entry with Last Breath. I like all his other entries have fell flat for me. But I actually do like him and I like his music. But he's very passive rap. Like it's very radio friendly rap. It's very like Disney Channel rap to me. Like if you rap, I do kind of want you to be like gritty and hard. Like gali. Like
yeah.
He's very Melodifestivalen rap. Like you would expect nothing less from Melfest.
Yeah, the way you described it as being like Disney rap, that's probably why it's never resonated with me at all, because it just feels so shallow.
Yeah.
And I was never into the Disney Channel stuff. So.
Oh, really?
No.
I mean, I was, but
I've never even seen Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana?
Never seen it.
Wow.
Don't even know what the opening theme song sounds like. I was also a little bit old for Hannah Montana,
You
honestly.
get the limo out front. Wow, hottest style, every shoe, every color. I was gonna do the transitions where they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it transitions to a new scene. Anybody that watched Hannah Montana is like screaming. So the next name has never competed in Melfest, but their name is 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘆 𝗥𝗏𝗆. But she is exciting. So I went and listened to her music because she was a big name that was being like, in the rumor mill, and everybody was talking about her, and she stands out. So she wears this pink ski mask, and she is known for her filthy, dirty, explicit lyrics. Like, I love that. That's how they describe it. Like, they're like, yeah, no, it's filthy. And a lot of people are like, how's she going to be in Melfest? Because this is supposed to be a family-friendly show. We're supposed to have 𝗏𝗏𝗆, and then we got her. And I'm just excited to see what she does. I mean, the thing is actually when you go and listen to her music as an English speaker, her music's all in Swedish. So you actually don't even realize it's dirty.
Right.
Like, but I am interested to see, how it all goes. But this seems like it's going to be wild.
I'm excited for this one. I feel like this one is like, because like all the other people, like, okay, like we know who they are, but this one just sounds so interesting. Like even if it doesn't win, it's like sounds like one of the things that's going to make it worth watching the Heat.
Yeah, like it's exciting. It's exciting to see her name in the lineup because we also like, what is she gonna do? Yeah, like it's got me on the edge of my seat. And also I feel like she could stand out, amongst all these people that might just be sending the same shit they always send. maybe it's a newcomer. Although newcomers rarely ever win Melfest, which is interesting. But you know, next up we have Maria Sir, who she had that song last year. I will never give up. Hated it.
Yeah, this one passed me by.
So we'll see what she brings this year. In the third heat, we've got Clara Klingenström.
Oh, love her. I wanted her to win in 2021 so bad. I love the Over into Diggy Dog. I loved that song. It was just so atmospheric and alternative and sweet and emotional and perfect. I loved it. I screamed. Actually, the two people in this heat that I see in the notes that we're going to talk about, I absolutely love both of these people. I am thrilled to see both of them on the list.
Yeah, I never really. I mean, her music's not like what I normally listen to, so it didn't speak to me back then. But I know she's a fan fave.
Yeah,
and she seems fun. I like her.
Yes.
You know. So, and next up, I mean, this is a big name. We got Miss. How do you say her last name?
𝗥𝗶𝗆𝗆, like the constellation.
Yeah, like onomatopoeia.
No, like Cassiopeia, the constellation, the Greek goddess.
That's their name?
Yeah, it's a play. Cassiopeia, I think, is spelled Cassiopia. Cassiopeia.
Oh.
It's this constellation. It's like 1, 2, 3. I think it's 5 stars, and they're kind of in like a throne shape or like a W shape, depending on, like in the northern hemisphere. I think it looks kind of like a W. Yeah, Cassiopeia. I think it's the Greek pantheon. It might be the Roman pantheon, but yeah. So Cassiopeia is like Cassiopeia.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Cassiopeia. Well, okay. So we know her, number one.
Oh, we know her. We know people might know her, and they don't even know that they know her.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, you might know her as her solo artist when she competed back in 2022 with her song I Can't Get Enough, but you also might know her from being one of the co-writers on the winner from Eurovision last year with Miss Tattoo. Okay? So, I'm looking to actually see if I know other songs that she's.
You do, because she also was the songwriter on the winner of American Song Contest Wonderland by Miss Alexa.
Oh my God!
This woman is American Song Contest winner, a Eurovision fucking winner, obviously won Melfest because she was a songwriter too.
Oh my God, she's written stuff for Luna. She's written stuff for Momoland. She's written. Oh wait,
she's Alexa a K-pop writer. Yeah,
Alexa has a song called Tattoo as well.
She also does have a song called Tattoo. Yeah.
That 𝗏𝗄𝗄 also wrote.
Yes, but before she even wrote Wonderland. Yeah, she'd been living in Korea, working in the K-pop industry.
Yeah, that makes sense. There is all these K-pop artists that I recognize.
I loved I Can't Get Enough. That was my 2022 winner.
It was really good. I mean, I'm still listening to it to this day. Oh my gosh, she's done so much for Red Velvet. 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏. Oh, I love 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Wow, she's done stuff for BTS. She's done like all of Alexa's songs. Holy shit. A lot for Twice. Wow. Sorry, I'm like, holy fucking shit. This list keeps going.
Yeah, she's prolific. God. She works a lot. And she's got other really good songs. There's a song she has, I think it's called Batman and Robin.
Yes. Oh, yes. Actually, I did not even know. I didn't know that was her. That was one of the first songs I ever saved on Spotify. When I got Spotify as a little kid, I remember that was one, because I went to her page and I saw 2 songs were saved, and I clicked on her name and I was like, wait. I was like, that's her? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's another person who actually did the banana joke very well.
Mm-hmm.
She does do a banana part in that song.
Yeah, she's amazing, and I'm excited to see her back as a solo artist. Maybe I gotta hit her up for my Eurovision entry. She probably costs a lot. But I'm excited. I mean, who knows? Her song's gonna be called "Give My Heart a Break." Yes, I'm obsessed. Yeah. I'm ready. Then in the fourth heat.
Oh, wait. The 𝗤𝗏𝘅𝘆, is that the lady from Real Housewives?
Yes, it is.
That is weird.
So, yeah. So this woman, she is not known for singing. She doesn't do music. So a lot of people are excited to see what she's gonna bring. I saw some interviews with her where she's like just acting crazy, and I don't know what the hell she's saying, but she seems wild. And then I was reading that she is, that she was on like the Real Housewives of Sweden or whatever. And I'm like, I need to go I need to go watch. I'm not gonna know what the hell's going on, but I need to get more background on her because it seems like she's gonna be wild. Who knows what she's gonna bring?
This is gonna be really funny. I can't wait to see what happens here with Miss Vanilla.
Oh, she also participated in the celebrity version of Biggest Loser, which I just thought was funny.
Oh, okay, weird.
All right, so in Heat 4, of course, again, there's a lot of people performing in this, but Danny Saucedo is going to be performing again. So I'm not familiar with any of his entries other than Dandy Dancin'.
Amazing song.
But he did compete in Melfest back in 2009, 2011, 2012, and 2021 with Dandy Dancin'. And I love Dandy Dancin'. Bitch, that was my winner at one point at least. I love that entry so much. I still listen to it to this day.
It was so good, and I loved the staging for it. Everything about it was just awesome.
Yeah.
And I like that he sang in Swedish. This song this year, Happy You Found Me, is, at least the title is in English, but that one of the things I liked about Dandy Dansa was like it made Swedish sound really good, which I'll admit is not really one of my favorite languages. But it, like, that particular song was amazing. Same with the Clara Klingenström song. Like, that one was one where I was like, oh, actually Swedish can really sound beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, and I'm also excited about the girl.
Yes.
The daughter is back again. So she, of course, tried out in 2018 with her song Cry, but didn't even qualify, which was robbed. Cry. Iconic. And then she came back with 2020. Bulletproof came second, and 2021 Little Tot came fourth. Personally, my favorite is Little Tot.
Same.
A lot of people, yeah, but I love Little Tot. I'm excited. She has had some really great music that she's come out with. Don't put me down, it's gonna backfire. And then she had some Swedish songs too. Like, she just knows how to make a fucking pop song. She's brilliant to me. Yes. And I'm excited to see her back in this. The song title, it's scaring me a little bit, Alexander Rybak vibes. It's not easy to write you a love song. Long title, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see her in this lineup again.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing about Danny.
Yes.
I'm excited for him because I love to see some Polish diaspora representation.
Oh.
I think his one of his parents at least is Polish. So anytime a Polish person could potentially do well at Eurovision, even if it's not for Poland, I have to support it.
Yes, I didn't know that about him. Mm-hmm. And then in the last heat, we have Elektra. So Elektra she competed in Drag Race Sverige. She came fourth place in Drag Race Sverige. And I didn't watch that. But I watched the first episode of every single season, but then I usually fall off because it's really hard for me to follow and read subtitles.
Yeah.
But she did really, really good. A lot of people loved her. And it's exciting to see her in this lineup. It's exciting always to see a drag queen in the lineup. This is our second. Well, no. I was just thinking, we got what's her name from Spain last year. And then we got we're getting her. We're getting a lot of Drag Race queens. I mean, Drag Race is literally like international now, so it's like bound to happen. Before that, the only other person we had was 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆, so who tried for Australia. But we're getting a lot of Drag Race queens. It feels like every year we're gonna get one. And I know so many Drag Race queens are trying to represent the UK, and now with their new direction, I don't think that's ever happening.
No.
They're trying to take it a little more seriously. Y'all were a few years too late. Anyways, I don't know what she's gonna bring, but I'm excited. We also have Medina. They came in third back in 2022.
I don't remember this one. I feel like I remember the name, but
yeah, they also had one of their members had a song like solo as well before, but I don't.
Oh, yeah, never mind. No, no.
It's like one of those Latino songs, right?
It's two dudes, so that's too many.
Okay, yeah, it's not for me.
No.
It's 𝗥𝗶𝗯𝘆. Anyways, so next up we've got Marcus and Martinus, who came second, of course, last year with their song Air, and they're kind of like the big name, I feel like, because where a lot of these people are like big in the Melfest sphere, like Daughter, they're like a really big name in just like in the Nordic kind of music industry, probably also Europe, but like especially like, I mean, you go to their Wikipedia, it's stacked, and they're like kids, and they just like, they have EMA awards, and they've got like, you know, just crazy shit that like they're just extremely successful. It's crazy to see them here. They are a Norwegian like boy duo, and I think I could see them winning. First of all, they are in the last heat, which is a good sign. They tend to put like the front runners, the people who they think might win in this last heat. I was reading that they requested to be in this heat because of the tour, that this aligned with where they were with their tour, like maybe because each heat is in a different city,
right?
So this one was like, it aligned the best. And I just was reading,
like, it's hard to get between cities in Sweden. It's not like an enormous country. I mean, it is a little bit bigger than like some like Switzerland, for example, but it's not. I mean, it's not like it's hard to get from one place to another. But that is interesting that they requested and it was given to them.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading stuff from like, I don't know, the producers were like, we try not to do this, but you know, sometimes we make an exception. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's a stacked lineup. You know, I feel like there's some really good names. There's like, and again, like this is a good mix of like every single semi has a couple names I know, but then they have a couple names I don't know. And I like it that way, you know, because the names I know are what's gonna get people and get me like interested to watch. And then there's also gonna be people like, not all those big names are gonna qualify, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of people that it's their first year and they will. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see, you know, I don't know. I think also like they're the host nation. I always like wish that Sweden will take a risk, but they won't.
Yeah.
And especially like looking at this lineup, I don't know. It's not like we have Jan Henrik. I want him. And I just know it's not going to happen, but I want him. And like, I feel like the only way we could get him is if they were hosting and they felt like they could take that risk. I don't see sending him as a risk, but I feel like they feel sending something in like a non-English is risky.
Yeah.
And sending something that's different than just that traditional jury-friendly pop is like risky. And I just want you to be like, hey, we won, we're hosting, let's send a risk.
Right.
You know, I don't know, you know, but I don't feel like this is the year they're taking the risk, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. We don't know anybody's songs. We don't know what they'll be bringing, but I'm excited. The final will be taking place the 9th of March. So when's UMK?
February 10th, so a whole month before.
Oh my God. I was thinking, I got the months mixed up. Okay, so then, oh my God, it's coming up.
So that means Heat 2 is happening the same day as UMK.
Oh, let's see who we're missing.
Liamu, Frøkensnusk, and Maria Sir.
Oh, hey, we will be right next door.
We will be right next door.
That's kind of crazy to think. Well, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I mean, there's a lot of acts on that Melodifestivalen list that I know I like. So I think it'll be good. I'll definitely be tuning in more so than last year, where I kind of like, I watched other stuff, honestly, most of the days. And I've honestly been just a little bit pissed since 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆 didn't make it through his heat. So
I know. Oh my God. I can't help myself when you're moving like that. Oh, when you're moving like that, can't help myself. They truly, like, they fumbled the bag on him because he really has become just a global superstar. Like, everybody knows him. I mean,
well, the reason that he didn't make it through was because they had an issue with the voting. So basically, the only people, I think it was that only the actual telephone votes went through. None of the app, like the app didn't work. So none of the young people who would have voted for him could vote for him. That's what I recall. I mean, let us know in the comments if that's not right. But I remember thinking back at the time that's what people were saying, is that like the app broke.
That's some bullshit. He truly, like, was robbed. He was amazing. Man, I remember my coworker was obsessed with him, like, because they watched Young Royals and they just were obsessed with him.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I mean, I've known about him for years from that, because even like their boy band that they were before they disbanded.
𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆.
Yeah, like even them, like I knew about them from that. So I was like, holy shit, it's crazy that my coworker here in America is like obsessed with this guy that, like, I remember him when he looked like a
little boy.
A butch lesbian. Oh.
What was that 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆 song? I loved it. Every time I want to eat cake, I know I got a thing about you. That song.
I got a thing about, don't know what I think about, I want to think about you.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved that one.
I never liked them, but I love him. Actually, I loved all of them solo. I never liked them together, because I love it, I love it, I love it, love it, love it. The guy who's like 12 years old in a relationship with a 70-year-old.
There's one of the guys in 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆 looks like the villain from The Mask, that Jim Carrey movie. Like, it's weird. Like, if you look at the actor, like, he looks like he could be the father of the one guy from 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘅𝘆.
Oh my God.
Of course, I don't know what either of their names are, but whatever.
I don't know anybody's names.
Yeah, we can move on.
Other than Omar. But, well, last little piece of goofy little news, actually keeping it in the region. And speaking of Melfest, oh my God, we have former Melfest contestant and Eurovision contestant Anna Sahlene, who was representing Estonia and Sweden in fucking Squid Games. So did you watch Squid Games? I'm assuming not.
I never did, no.
I never watched the original Squid Games, but I literally started watching this because our girl Anna was competing in Squid Games. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go see this. So for those of you who don't know, Anna Sahlene, I don't know if it's Sahlene, I think it's Sahlene. Yeah, Sahlene. But she represented Estonia back in 2002 with her song Runaway. Just run away when it's done. Just run away till you can't enough. It's a really good song, actually. And she also competed. You might know her from 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘆𝘆. What year was that? 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘆𝘆. Sorry, I totally forgot to even like talk about this, but it's such big news. It's such important news that it needs to be brought up. In 2022, with her song "Champ," I will be the champion.
The warrior, yeah.
Make it through it all. She got 4th place. Like, she ate that up. Like, she actually did really well.
It was corny as hell, but I did like it.
Yes, but she also competed in Melfest a couple of years. Actually, looking at her Wikipedia, I had no idea. She was a backing singer for Dami Eam and Michael Rice at Eurovision.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, Miss Girl. She also is like on the Bruno. Wait, what is it called? Bruno? We don't talk about Bruno.
I don't know.
Whatever that Disney movie was. I'm not a Disney person, so I don't know. But she was on that for Sweden. So she be working, okay? She be working. She's not just Eurovision 2020 or 2002 entrant, and that's it. Okay, she'd been working. So then she was announced randomly one day that she was competing in Squid Games, player number 142. Okay, and so I sat there and I watched intently for this girl. She ain't get no screen time. And okay, so basically, if you didn't watch Squid Games, the original, which I never did, but it's basically like, this story about, it's like this game show. I don't know the original story, but, it's like this game show, but in the original, people are dying, right? And then there's one winner and you get like, I guess, a prize of sorts. But in the original, or in the new one, of course, nobody dies. But it's kind of like The Challenge, Big Brother, that kind of vibe. It's like a reality show. But the big thing is there's like 500 contestants. And the prize winnings are almost $5 million.
Crazy.
Which is insane. So it's like the biggest reality TV show that's like ever been produced, low key. That's what they were saying. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's their claim. But she actually made it fairly far in the competition. So she passed through red light, green light. She made it through. She made it through the the challenge is called Dalgona. And you might, I don't know if you know, like, just clips from it, but that's the one where they got the cookie and they got to cut out the cookie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No clue. I have no clue what you're talking about.
So there's these cookies with like an embossed shape in it. You could either get a circle, triangle, a star, or an umbrella. And nobody wants the umbrella because it's the hardest one. Okay. A square is probably the easiest because it's just 4 straight lines. But really, you want anything but that umbrella. And it's a cookie, and it's got like an embossed shape in it. And you have a little pin, and you have to cut out the shape without breaking the cookie.
Okay.
It's really hard. So what most people do is they spit in this cup, and they spit on the cookie, or they lick it to make it like wet, so you can cut it.
So it won't crack, right?
Yeah. So I don't know what shape she got. I believe she got she had one of the easy shapes. She was the first, or she was the second person to finish, okay, in that. So she ate that up just like she ate that cookie. So she did great in that challenge. They literally show her being like, yes, and that's all she got. That's,
oh man.
And she was sitting on the floor, and like she looked like she literally got no screen time. Like no screen time. I was literally, when they did full shots and there's like 300 people they're showing in the screen, I'm pausing and looking for her.
Oh my god.
But she then unfortunately went out in well, there was like a couple of mini challenges to like eliminate people, but the next big challenge she unfortunately went out in was Warships, which Warships is literally like a life-size version of Battleships.
Okay.
It looks so much fun to me. Like, actually, I would totally want to do this. And imagine, I probably wouldn't even recognize her, but imagine I was on Squid Games and I'm like, wait a second, are you Anna Sahlene?
that would be really crazy.
That would be my bestie. But unfortunately, she went out in Worship, and what was really sad about it is her group actually won. But the way it worked was if your ship got sank, you were out. And so even though her group did end up winning in the end, her ship was sunk. So the other clip that we got of her was her going, damn it! And so that's that. It was actually, I mean, it was really cute to watch her. I sent her a message on Instagram and I was like, you were robbed. And she was like, I know, it's so frustrating.
Oh my God.
And I kind of thought, I was like, wait, it'd be kind of fun to interview her. I kind of want to.
Yeah, that would be funny.
The final of Squid Games is tomorrow as of us like filming this. So like the final will have happened, but it's actually been very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Anybody who's been curious to watch it, you should go watch it. Look for our girl. She lasts 3 episodes, which is really good. Honestly, it's like only a 7 or 8 episode show. So she lasted 3 episodes. But it was good, and she slayed. And like, let us know in the comments if you want to interview with her, because I'll gladly hit her up. I know she'll get my DMs. But that was just like a fun little thing that happened. I just thought it was cute. Anytime we get to see some Eurovision representation, especially in something so big, like I feel like my whole timeline has been people talking about Squid Games. Like it's been such a huge show. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm like, guys, like, no, you don't understand. Like Miss Anna Sahlene, like you don't understand. Like she slayed, even if she didn't get any airtime. Everybody's talking about Miss 432, but nobody's talking about Miss 142 or whatever it was. But yes, and that leads us into speaking of nations coming together to compete. That leads us into the participation list, which was actually released today. Filming this on Tuesday.
With no fanfare, with no teaser, with no video, just a post online with a list of participating broadcasters. And 37 countries.
Yeah, so like you said, normally we see like they put a premiere on YouTube and then you're like, oh, it's coming. And then you're sitting and you're watching and you're waiting, and then it premieres and you're like seeing it live happen, like who's going to be in it. And this year it wasn't even posted on the Eurovision site at first. It was just an EBU post.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but I just want to interrupt real quick because you said about like, normally you're waiting to see the result. I wanted to mention with Sanremo that all those videos came out of the artists who apparently find out that they make it at the same time as us. So there were all these videos of people being like super excited hearing their names called, but there were other videos. I think it was =𝗏𝗏𝗏. He posted the video of him not having his name called and sitting there and like deflating on the couch as they name after name and not his own name. Yeah, that was intense. That was so like that's the thing about social media is people want to have the reaction, but you don't always catch a good reaction. I know. Crazy.
My ass would not have been posting that.
I know. I
know. We'll keep that in the dark.
I just wanted to mention
turn that shit off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, so we've got our list of participating countries. So I'll just read them off for everyone. We've got Albania, Armenia, Australia.
Because we didn't know if they'd come.
Yeah.
So yes, happy to see Australia.
Happy to see Australia. They were one of the people I was like first checking this list to make sure that they were on. We have Azerbaijan, Belgium, Croatia, Cyprus, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, which of course France is participating.
Yeah.
Georgia, Germany, Greece, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, which is the new name.
Yeah.
Which we already knew they were participating. Malta, Moldova, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, San Marino, Serbia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. So there are some notable names missing from that, namely Romania. So Romania is not on this list. However, I have been seeing things online suggesting that there's still potential. I don't know what that means in the sense of like I don't know if that means there's actually a chance. I feel like there's not.
I feel like there's not, but I guess from what I was reading in the statement, it sounds like this isn't like a cutoff point, that there is still time for them to negotiate participation. So like it is possible, like just because they're not on the list doesn't mean that they're out. They could come back and say, yes, we're in, but for the time being, they have not made a commitment. Whereas like North Macedonia straight up has said, like, we're not participating. Romania has not said we're not participating. And I don't know if the reason we got this list before, like, was it Romania that was holding everything up? Was that why they weren't releasing the list? While people are clamoring to say, release the list, you're selling tickets, we want to know who's participating. Was it really Romania hemming and hawing about their participation?
That's what I'm wondering, because the thing is, this list, for the most part, didn't have really any shocks, I suppose, apart from maybe some countries we were hoping got disqualified. But like, I think we needed to be realistic in that, in the, you know, like I, to be honest, didn't expect it to necessarily happen. So then in the end, I'm looking at this list like, well, then what was the whole holdup here?
I think it probably was, blame it on Romania, I guess.
But then why are they still acting like they could come back?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the EBU or Eurovision was just like, you know, people are pissed. We keep getting mentioned, and we're in everyone's mentions about releasing the participation list. And, you know, if you change your mind later and, you know, the negotiations work, we'll bring you in. But I mean, really, I mean, I guess compared to last year, right? The only change would be swapping Luxembourg for Romania, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only difference. I think a lot of people were hoping there would be some new countries in here, hoping some would not be in here anymore. And that's just not the case.
No, it's not a shocking list. It's not. Really not.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to see Australia still in there. And I am excited to see Luxembourg. I heard they're doing a national selection.
They are. I think they're calling it Luxembourg Song Contest. Very creative.
Slay. Well, I'm excited to see what they're bringing with that.
Yeah.
I would not have expected them to be doing a national selection just like on their first year back. I would think they would internally select just some random French person.
Maybe they've been planning for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I am excited about that because we haven't seen Luxembourg in a modern setting. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Like, I have no idea what to expect from their music industry or anything. So, like, are they going to be like San Marino? Is it going to be like that? Or is it going to be like more refined? I don't know. Because I can't imagine many other singers, especially if they're doing a national selection, I can't imagine a lot of those people are going to be from Luxembourg.
Well, I think they might, I could be wrong, but I think they might have had like a, not necessarily like a residency rule, but a connection rule. Like you had to be, I might be wrong, but I feel like I remember hearing that they weren't just going to go and pick the best French artists that they could buy.
That's good then.
I expect that because they have a lot of money, that the national selection will at least be well produced.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I think this list was underwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah. For all the like clamor about releasing it.
Yeah. We waited so long. And for what? You know, I think a lot of people held out hope that maybe, you know.
If I would have done a prediction, I would have probably predicted exactly this, because Romania had been so Romania had been Romania-ing, and I fully didn't expect them to come back this year. So I don't expect to hear an announcement, you know, in a couple of weeks saying that they made a decision to come in, personally.
Yeah, I don't see it in the cards for them, unfortunately. I feel like low-key part of me thinks, oh, maybe they just ain't saying anything because they're just like, fuck y'all Eurovision bitches.
Right.
Like, you know, y'all ain't getting nothing. Y'all not getting a refusal. Y'all not getting nothing. Who knows?
So, I mean, it is what it is. 37, big 5 plus 6, because Sweden's not in the big 5. So that would be that. I'm trying to math here. So that's 31. So that means there'll be a 15 and a 16. So we're going to lose 5 songs in one semi and 6 songs.
I think that's a good number.
Another. Yeah, it's not too much of a bloodbath the way like 41 is.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I don't, you know, it's not exciting seeing this list. It just is what it is. Okay, another year. Can we get some new people in? I mean, Luxembourg's exciting, but come on, EBU, can we lower the prices or make things a little bit more fair for smaller countries to be able to participate that maybe can't afford it? Like, can we just like, you know, I thought this was supposed to be United by Music.
Yeah. Well, like Johnny Logan said, what's another year? Right? That's what the lyric is, right? I don't actually really know the
Yes.
song that well.
Well, with that being said,
Yeah.
what's another year? What's another podcast episode? Well, that was episode 15.
Amazing.
Right,
Amazing.
podcast.
15 weeks.
Yes, I know. 15 weeks. Oh my God. I will never give up. What flag should people, or what, sorry, not what flag, what emoji should people comment if they made it to the end of this episode?
Well, how about a shamrock, since I evoked the name of Johnny Logan?
Yes, let's do a shamrock for my people. So leave your shamrocks down in the comments if you made it to the end of this episode. As usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like the video, like the podcast, leave a comment under the YouTube channel, rate it, like, wherever you are. If you're on Spotify, rate, review. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to head over to our Patreon if you'd like to support us over there, and subscribe over there, patreon.com/𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘍podcast. And yeah, my name is 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘍 Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the 𝗏𝗏𝘅𝘆.
And we will see you all next week. Goodbye.